Have you ever felt that quiet ache, a subtle, persistent erosion of your spirit, when you find yourself caught in the relentless current of seeking attention that feels perpetually conditional, always just beyond your grasp? It's a dance as old as time, this pursuit of validation, a silent, often desperate plea for connection that paradoxically leaves us feeling more unseen, more isolated than ever before. It's a hollow echo in the chambers of the heart, a yearning that reverberates through the very fabric of our being. But what if this relentless chase, this exhausting expenditure of vital energy, reveals not a flaw in your worth, but something profoundly significant about your own soul? A truth whispered by the deepest, most ancient currents of your being. A revelation that Carl Jung, the cartographer of the human psyche, might have recognized as a pivotal moment in your journey of individuation. Consider the sensation in your body when you feel this need to chase. Is there a tightening in your chest, a hollowness in your stomach, a subtle clenching in your jaw? These are not merely physical reactions. They are the somatic whispers of a soul out of alignment, a nervous system signaling distress. This isn't about external circumstances alone. It's about an internal landscape that has become accustomed to a certain frequency of lack. Deep within the collective unconscious, and certainly within your own personal unconscious, there resides a shadow. This isn't a malevolent entity, but rather an unacknowledged, often disowned aspect of the feminine. Perhaps a part that feels unworthy, incomplete, or unlovable on its own. This shadow, when left unexamined, unconsciously seeks its reflection, its validation, its very existence, through the masculine gaze. It's a primal yearning, a deep-seated pattern woven into the tapestry of human experience. This isn't a flaw in your inherent design, but a profound, albeit often painful, pattern. When this yearning remains unexamined, it can lead us down treacherous paths of constant pursuit, always hoping that external recognition will finally fill an internal void that can only be truly healed from within. Neuroscience, in its elegant simplicity, illuminates the insidious nature of this pursuit. When we chronically engage in the chase, when our nervous system is perpetually scanning for external cues of approval, our brain's ancient threat system activates. This isn't a gentle nudge, it's a full-blown alarm, flooding our entire being with cortisol, the stress hormone. This isn't love, it's a physiological response to perceived danger, a reinforcing loop that solidifies a deep-seated belief in scarcity within our relationships, within our lives. We become trapped in a self-perpetuating cycle, unconsciously broadcasting a message of lack, of incompleteness, and in turn, inevitably receiving more situations, more dynamics that reflect that very frequency. The external world, in its infinite wisdom, becomes a precise mirror of our internal state. Joe Dispenza, with his profound insights into the mind-body connection, offers a powerful and accessible analogy. It's like tuning a radio to the wrong frequency and expecting your favorite song to play. If you are unconsciously broadcasting a frequency of lack, of need, of unworthiness, you will inevitably attract more situations, more people, more experiences that resonate with that very frequency. The external world cannot give you what you are not already being internally. This isn't about manipulation or playing games with another's emotions. It's about a profound, radical rediscovery of the part of your soul that never needed to beg, the inherent wholeness, the complete and utter sufficiency that resides within you, waiting patiently to be reclaimed, to be embodied, to be lived. This journey begins with a gentle, yet firm, turning inward. It's a sacred act of self-reclamation, a quiet revolution where you shift your focus from the external pursuit to the internal cultivation of your own inherent worth. It's about recognizing that the attention you crave from another is merely a reflection of the attention you are withholding from yourself. And as you begin to pour that precious energy back into your own being, something miraculous begins to unfold. The chase ends, not because you stop wanting connection, but because you become the very source of it. You become the magnet rather than the seeker. Let us delve deeper into the intricate tapestry of our past, to consider for a moment the invisible contract you might have unknowingly signed, a silent, unspoken agreement forged in the tender, formative years of childhood. How often, In those early moments of understanding the world, did love feel like a performance, a reward to be meticulously earned through effort, through being good enough, through suppressing your true self to fit a mold? These early emotional imprints, these foundational experiences, become the silent architects of our adult relationships, creating a deeply ingrained blueprint for how we unconsciously believe love should be given and, more importantly, received. They are the whispers of the past, shaping the present. Carl Jung, in his exploration of the unconscious, spoke of complexes, powerful, emotionally charged clusters of ideas, images, and memories that reside in our unconscious mind. These complexes, often rooted in unresolved wounds from our earliest relationships, particularly with our primary caregivers, our father or mother, can manifest as subtle yet potent forces. They subtly influence the partners we attract, the relational dynamics we unconsciously recreate, and the patterns of behavior we accept as normal, even if they are deeply unsatisfying or even painful. It's as if an unseen hand guides us back to familiar territory, even when that territory is fraught with discomfort. Think of a complex as a gravitational pull. If you have an unresolved father wound, for instance, you might find yourself repeatedly drawn to men who are emotionally distant, critical, or unavailable, unconsciously seeking to heal that original wound through a new relationship. Or, if a mother wound exists, you might find yourself constantly seeking approval, fearing abandonment, or struggling with self-nurturing. These aren't conscious choices. They are the echoes of the past, playing out in the present, creating a sense of familiarity, even if that familiarity is deeply unsatisfying. Your nervous system, in its primal wisdom, finds a strange, unsettling comfort in what is known, even if it's painful, because the unknown feels even more threatening. This isn't about blame, not of your parents, not of yourself. It's about profound awareness. Recognizing these invisible contracts, these unconscious agreements and the complexes that drive them, is the crucial first step towards rewriting your story, towards consciously choosing a new path. It's about understanding why certain dynamics feel so familiar, why you might unconsciously gravitate towards relationships that echo past hurts, and how to gently, compassionately guide your nervous system towards a new, healthier comfort zone. It's a process of compassionate self-inquiry, of shining a light into the hidden corners of your psyche. Take a moment, close your eyes, and bring to mind a recurring pattern in your relationships where you find yourself chasing attention. Feel the sensation in your body. Now gently ask yourself, when did I first feel this way? What was the earliest memory of feeling the need to earn love or attention? Don't judge, just observe. Perhaps it was a parent who was often busy, or a caregiver whose affection felt conditional. See if you can identify the rule you unconsciously adopted about love or worthiness. Write it down. This is your invisible contract. Now imagine gently tearing up that contract, not with anger, but with a quiet sense of liberation. Replace it with a new, empowering statement. My worth is inherent. Love flows to me effortlessly. Feel this new truth in your body. This is the beginning of recalibration. Now let us turn our gaze inward to the intricate, often deceptive neurochemical loop that plays out within our very brains. A subtle yet powerful dance of dopamine that keeps us hooked, often to the very attention we consciously claim to despise. Dopamine, the brain's primary reward chemical, is not merely released by pleasure, by the certainty of a reward. Its most potent release, its most addictive surge, comes from anticipation, from the unpredictability of a reward. And here lies the profound paradox, the insidious trap. Inconsistent attention, the hot and cold dynamic, the push and pull, can be far more addictive, far more compelling than the steady, reliable, predictable flow of genuine love. The unpredictable nature of the reward keeps us chasing, always hoping for that next elusive hit of validation, that fleeting moment of recognition. Consider the gambler at the slot machine. It's not the constant wins that keep him there. It's the intermittent, unpredictable wins that create the most powerful addiction. The brain, in its primal wiring, becomes fixated on the possibility of the reward rather than the certainty. This is precisely what happens when we are caught in the cycle of chasing inconsistent attention. Our brain becomes a reward-seeking missile, perpetually scanning for the next sign, the next crumb of interest, even if it's detrimental to our well-being. Our amygdala, the ancient almond-shaped emotional center of our brain, plays a crucial role in this dance. It links this anxious anticipation, this perpetual scanning for external validation, with our deepest sense of self-worth. When we're caught in this neurochemical loop, our brain unconsciously equates the pursuit of attention with our inherent value, leading us to chase rather than simply receive. It's a powerful, often unconscious drive that can make us feel compelled to seek external validation, even when every fiber of our being screams for us to stop. The body remembers the initial rush, the fleeting sense of being seen, and craves it again, even if the cost is our peace. Imagine for a moment the profound act of breaking this loop. It's not about playing manipulative games or feigning disinterest. It's about a radical act of self-love, disrupting the reward pattern within your own brain. When you consciously choose to step back, to reclaim your emotional autonomy, to redirect your energy inward, you begin a profound process of rewiring your brain. You teach your nervous system, through consistent, compassionate action, that your worth is not dependent on external attention, on the unpredictable whims of another. This is a real-life example of reclaiming your power, shifting from anxious anticipation to embodied presence, and finally, irrevocably, breaking free from the exhausting, soul-draining cycle of begging for what should flow naturally, effortlessly, from a place of genuine connection. Close your eyes. Bring to mind a recent moment where you felt the urge to chase attention. Notice the physical sensations, the racing heart, the shallow breath, the tension in your shoulders. Now, imagine a tiny, almost invisible hook connecting your solar plexus just above your navel to the other person. This hook represents the energetic cord of your pursuit. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, visualize yourself gently, firmly, unhooking that cord. Feel the release in your body. Breathe in freedom. Breathe out the need to chase. Repeat this as often as needed. This simple act, done with intention, begins to recalibrate your nervous system, teaching it a new way of being. Through the profound and illuminating lens of Jungian archetypes, we can observe a subtle yet immensely significant transformation within the feminine psyche. When the sovereign feminine, that inherent undeniable power, the deep wellspring of self-worth and inner authority that resides within every woman, is forgotten, suppressed, or denied its rightful place, a shadow archetype can subtly emerge, the Beggar Queen. This isn't a judgment, a label to condemn, but rather a compassionate recognition of a pattern where the individual unconsciously, often desperately, seeks arms of affection, validation, and attention from external sources, rather than embodying her own inherent boundless value. It's a queen adorned in royal robes, yet extending a begging bowl. The Beggar Queen, despite her potential for immense inner riches, has somehow forgotten her crown, her throne, her inherent sovereignty. She seeks to be filled from the outside, constantly negotiating for her worth in the eyes of others, believing that her value is contingent upon their approval, their gaze, their acknowledgement. This archetype manifests in myriad subtle, often insidious ways. The constant gnawing need for reassurance, the paralyzing fear of being alone, the tendency to overgive, to sacrifice her own needs and boundaries in relationships, always hoping for reciprocity, for a return on her emotional investment. She gives not from abundance but from a place of perceived lack, hoping to earn what she already possesses. Consider the weight of this crown she has forgotten. It is not a physical weight, but an energetic one, a burden of self-neglect and external focus. She may be brilliant, compassionate, and deeply insightful, yet she operates from a place of internal scarcity, always looking outward for the affirmation that can only truly come from within. This internal landscape of need creates a subtle energetic signature, a frequency that, as we discussed earlier, attracts dynamics that mirror this very need. She becomes a magnet for those who will, consciously or unconsciously, perpetuate her role as the seeker, the one who begs. Close your eyes and visualize yourself as the Beggar Queen. Feel the weight of the empty begging bowl in your hands, the subtle slump in your shoulders, the downcast gaze. Acknowledge this part of yourself with compassion. Now imagine a magnificent, radiant crown shimmering with your unique essence, descending slowly onto your head. Feel its weight, not as a burden, but as a symbol of your inherent sovereignty, your inner authority. As the crown settles, feel your spine lengthen, your shoulders relax, your gaze lift. The begging bowl transforms into a chalice, overflowing with your own self-love, your own inner abundance. You are no longer seeking, you are overflowing. This is your true nature. Practice this visualization daily, allowing the sensation of the crown to anchor you in your inherent worth. In the delicate dance of human connection, there's a crucial distinction to be made, a profound truth that often gets lost in the noise of conventional relationship advice. Pulling back from the chase isn't about playing manipulative games or feigning disinterest to elicit a reaction from another. It's about a radical act of self-love, a profound recalibration of your soul, a sacred establishment of healthy, energetic boundaries, and a conscious reclamation of your inner equilibrium. This isn't a tactic, it's a profound act of self-respect, a declaration of your inherent worth that reverberates through your entire being. Think of your energy as a precious resource, a vital life force. When you are constantly pouring it outward, chasing, seeking, validating another, you are depleting your own wellspring. Pulling back is not about withholding love. It's about redirecting that vital energy back to its rightful source, yourself. It's about replenishing your own reserves, fortifying your inner sanctuary, and becoming so full within yourself that you no longer feel the desperate need to seek external validation. This is the essence of energetic sovereignty. Our mirror neurons, those fascinating empathetic cells in our brain, are constantly scanning and responding to the emotional states of others. When you embody self-possession, when your nervous system is regulated and calm, when your inner world is a sanctuary of peace, others instinctively mirror that state. They respond not to your frantic pursuit, but to your inner peace, your quiet confidence, your unwavering presence. This is the subtle yet immensely powerful language of authentic presence. It doesn't demand, it doesn't chase, it simply is, and in its being, it invites a different, more profound kind of interaction. You become the calm in the storm, and others are drawn to find their own calm in your presence. Consider this as a neuro-emotional technique, a conscious shift from anxious anticipation to embodied presence. Instead of compulsively checking your phone, waiting for a text, you engage fully in your own life, in your passions, in your creative pursuits. Instead of overthinking every interaction, every word, every silence, you trust your intuition, your inner knowing. This recalibration isn't about pushing someone away. It's about drawing them in through the magnetic force of your own wholeness, your own self-sufficiency. It's about becoming the unshakable center of your own universe and allowing others to orbit around your light, rather than you orbiting around theirs. Identify one area where you tend to overgive or over-pursue attention. It could be texting too much, initiating all contact, or constantly seeking reassurance. For the next 24 hours, consciously choose to pull back your energy from that specific area. Instead of sending that text, take a deep breath and redirect that energy into something that nourishes you. Read a book, listen to music, go for a walk. Notice the urge to chase, acknowledge it without judgment, and then gently redirect. Feel the subtle shift in your body as you reclaim your energy. This is not about being cold or distant. It's about honoring your own energetic boundaries and teaching others how to honor them too. Let us embrace a poetic metaphor, one that speaks to the profound wisdom of nature and the inherent, effortless power of being. Consider a river. Does the river chase the thirsty? Does it frantically divert its course, desperately seeking out those who might need its waters? No. It simply flows steady and abundant, following its natural path, and those in need, those who are thirsty, inevitably come to it. This is the profound wisdom of nature, a timeless reflection of the magnetic stillness and self-sustaining power of the feminine being when she is truly rooted in her essence, when she is fully embodied in her own truth. When you embody this natural wisdom, when you align yourself with the effortless flow of life, you cease to chase. You become the source. Your energy shifts from frantic pursuit, from a state of perceived lack, to a state of receptive abundance. This isn't about being passive or becoming stagnant. It's about being powerfully present, about trusting the inherent magnetism of your authentic self. It's about understanding that what is truly meant for you will find you, without you having to exhaust yourself in the chase, without having to manipulate or force outcomes. The universe, in its infinite intelligence, conspires to bring you what you are being. Think of the river's journey. It doesn't question its worth. It doesn't doubt its purpose. It simply flows, carving its path, nourishing the land, sustaining life. In the same way, when you are deeply connected to your own inner flow, your own life force, you radiate an effortless magnetism. You become a beacon, drawing to you what aligns with your highest good without effort or struggle. This is the power of allowing, of receiving, of trusting the natural rhythm of life. To anchor this profound truth within your being, I invite you to engage in a daily river practice. Find a quiet moment each day, perhaps in the morning or before sleep. Close your eyes and take a few deep, grounding breaths. Now, visualize yourself as a calm, abundant river. Feel the cool, clear water flowing effortlessly within you. Notice the steadiness, the inherent worth, the quiet power of your own flow. Feel the banks of the river, representing your healthy boundaries, holding your energy contained and sacred. As you breathe, imagine any remaining need to chase simply dissolving into the current, carried away downstream. This simple practice can profoundly anchor your nervous system in receptive energy, not in the frantic, depleting energy of pursuit. It's a gentle yet powerful reminder that your value is inherent, not earned through external validation, and that true connection flows to you when you are in alignment with your own abundant nature. Carl Jung's profound wisdom reminds us that individuation is not a destination, but a lifelong sacred process. The courageous journey of integrating our shadow, reclaiming what we have unconsciously projected onto others, and ultimately becoming our whole, authentic, fully realized selves. Begging for attention, this deep-seated pattern of seeking external validation, is not your identity. It is merely a symptom, a signal from the part of you still waiting for permission to exist fully, to be seen in your entirety, to be loved unconditionally from within. It is a signpost, not a sentence. Joe Dispenza's final analogy resonates deeply with this truth. It's about a radical, conscious shift in your broadcast. Instead of unconsciously transmitting a frequency of "notice me," of "please see me," you begin to emanate "I am." You shift from a state of seeking to a state of being. And when you align with this profound truth, when your inner world radiates wholeness, self-acceptance, and an unshakable sense of inherent worth, you will witness your external reality miraculously rearrange itself to reflect that very truth. The chase ends not because you give up on love, but because you become love. True connection begins not from a place of need, but from a place of overflowing abundance. Your solitude, that quiet space of self-communion, is not your weakness. It is your sacred sanctuary. It is the fertile ground where your deepest truths are revealed, where your inner wisdom blossoms, where your inherent power is reclaimed. And from this profound sanctuary, from this place of unshakable inner peace, all true, authentic, and deeply resonant connection gracefully flows towards you, effortlessly, inevitably. You are the magnet, the source, the river. Rest in this truth.